Why is your wife always frustrated? She is not naturally angry. She became that way. And most husbands never figure out why. If your wife seems perpetually frustrated, on edge, quick to snap, always nitpicky, before you conclude she's just moody or difficult, I want you to consider something uncomfortable. It might not be her. It might be the atmosphere you have created around her. I know that sounds hard, but here's what happens in most marriages, whether either spouse notices it or not. One partner starts correcting the other. Small things at first, how they load the dishwasher, how they pair it, how they spend money, and they start correcting each other. After a while, one is uncomfortable and does not even want to come home. One feels disgusted in the relationship because, let's face it, nobody wants to be in a relationship where they're always being corrected. And you see, it's a natural human tendency that when somebody does something that does not meet our expectations, we quickly rush to correct them and to be overbearing and to always tell them what they are not doing right. But that could be a direct blow, a positive blow for the relationship. Correction becomes a habit, and habits compound. After a while, it feels natural just to be always correcting your partner. Think of it like the weather. One critical comment is a passing cloud. No real damage. But correction repeated daily for months, for years, becomes the climate. No more just the weather. No more just a cloud passing. No, it becomes the climate of the relationship. And this is why some relationships have degenerated into becoming what we call a conflict-ridden relationship. They're always having conflict. And when that happens, there's no more romance. Romance flies through the window. In other words, the coldness has pushed romance out of the marriage. The relationship has been hemorrhaged of romance because of these little negative words and thoughts and corrections. Why is it that she's always frustrated? There's no more sweetness in the marriage, apparently. She's not overreacting to today's comment. She's reacting to the climate that you built, mister. I know some men may find this hard to absorb. But let me tell you a little about marriage. The Bible says that the head of Christ is God, the head of the woman is the man. There's a reason why God made the man the head of the marriage, or the head of the relationship, or the head of the family. There's a reason for that. You see, if you study a woman well, you'll understand something about her, that a woman is a responder. She responds to the treatment that you give her. She's a responder. Even though sometimes she may appear to be very loud and bossy as though she's in charge. The point is, she responds to the atmosphere that you create for her. That's just who a woman is. The Bible says she's the weaker vessel. Not necessarily physical. No, a woman is strong physically, but emotionally. She is looking to you to lead in the relationship. And there's something else, men, that we must understand. A woman is the thermometer. The man is the thermostat. The thermostat, you set the temperature. You regulate the heat in the home. The thermometer, the wife, she only tells you how hot it is. She reflects the atmosphere of the home. And so men, and I'm saying this very lovingly, the point is the man must lead. I know men have a lot of challenges in their marriage, but this will never be corrected until the man leads or until he understands what male leadership looks like. And of course, this is one of the things I teach, one of the major topics I teach within the Marriage Academy community. And so if you'd like to learn more about these different aspects of marriage, and I'd like to give you a free membership today, you can have a free membership. Click the link below and sign up today for a free membership to the Marriage Academy community. There we meet weekly. We have a Q&A session, and we teach on a fundamental topic of marriage based on your desire and your needs. Also, we have Q&A session where I'm able to interact with you live, so you can ask your question on the spot and get real answers to your real questions. Additionally, there's a community where you can share. You can learn that your issues are not necessarily the greatest or the worst, because there are others who are dealing with issues like yours as well. Also, you can learn from others, from the strategies they use to deal with their issues. So there's a community. Everybody needs a community where we can learn from each other. So come on over and join the Marriage Academy community. Click the link below, and you'll have lifetime membership, free membership in the community today. So let's continue. Why is it that she's always frustrated? Philippians 4 and verse 8 gives us God's instruction for where to aim our attention in marriage. God says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are noble, whatsoever things are admirable, think on these things. Oh, my friend, that says something about being positive in your marriage. A person responds to expression of appreciation, words of commendation. That's what inspires people. Okay? That's what inspires people. When there is a negative language in the home and the atmosphere is negative, then people quickly shuts down, and eventually they emotionally check out of the marriage. And it speaks to how the brain operates. There is what we call the feel-good hormone. The dopamine, for example. We have the oxytocin, which is responsive to touch. It's the bonding hormone. So these hormones are created when some positive stimuli happen to a person. So when you commend your partner and you use positive words, then the dopamine is secreted in the brain, and that makes them feel good. Oh yes, that's the same hormone that is secreted when somebody takes drugs, for example, and then they become addicted. It's a feel-good hormone that is created, and so it creates an addiction. And so, I have a course where I speak on the subject of the brain. I say, you want to make your spouse feel good and feel happy, and you want to make marriage a happy place, focus on the brain. That's important. And so the Bible is true even before science caught up with it. Whatsoever things are true, noble, and admirable, these are the things to think about and to practice and to repeat often in your relationship. Makes a difference. God doesn't say think about what's wrong with people. No, he tells us to fix our minds on what's right. There's going to be a lot of things that's wrong with people. And if we're looking for the wrong, we will find many things that are wrong. But no, don't focus on what's wrong. Focus on what's right. Every now and then you have to reflect. What was it that led me to marry them? The positive things. Then keep on doing that. Keep on cherishing them for that. Keep on accentuating their good traits as long as the marriage lasts. That is what keeps the marriage going. Picture a husband who means well. He wants his wife to grow, to improve, and to do better. So he tells her often what she got wrong, what she shouldn't have done differently, what still needs fixing. That's how he speaks to her. Then he thinks he is helping. She experiences it as an interrogation she can never pass. I can never win in this relationship. Anything I do, I'm always being corrected. There's always an interrogation. I feel like I'm in a courtroom every day of her life. Over time, she stops relaxing around you. She braces, she defends, she gets frustrated before he's even finished a sentence. Because her nervous system has learned what's coming. And she's afraid of it. It scares her to death. Because she's going to be judged again. And so we have to get to the point where we change our mindset. We flip the script, so to speak. You see, it is natural for us to speak negative things to each other. But that can only destroy marriage. Why do you think, for example, a lot of people find it difficult even to hold hands while they're walking down the road? To always hug each other? No, because the small negatives have destroyed the romance. Oh yes. So we have to change the way we do marriage. We must love them with our words. That's it. Love them with our words. Love them with our words. And so if she's always frustrated, it's not necessarily her personality. There's a trained response to a pattern. There may be a pattern in the marriage. She's trained to respond like that to the climate. And so it comes off as though she's always angry. Not necessarily. Here's what most husbands miss. Criticism doesn't produce improvement. It produces defense. When someone feels constantly evaluated, their brain doesn't open up to change. It closes down to protect itself. They are in protection mode. The very thing you are doing to fix gets worse, not better, the more you point it out. That's a paradox, isn't it? But that's how the human brain works. It does not respond to the negatives. When people feel threatened and criticized and interrogated and put down, they respond negatively. And so there's a second truth underneath that one, and it's more serious. Researchers who study what predicts divorce have identified contempt, not conflict. Contempt, when you talk down to somebody and you're always looking down on them, so to speak. Not disagreement, contempt. The sense of looking down on your spouse. That's the single strongest warning sign that your marriage is in danger. When you're always looking down on your spouse. Oh no. Contempt shows up in eye rolling, sarcasm, and a running mentally when a person feels that everything is wrong, everything they do is wrong. It doesn't announce itself as hostility. It just quietly poisons the affection that used to be there. And then they don't want to be in the marriage anymore. So, consider Christ's pattern with people who fell short. And everyone around him did. He didn't lead with correction. No, he wasn't always correcting them. He led with mercy. then called people higher from a place of relationship. Okay? He established first a good relationship with them. Then he says, come up higher. Relationship first. Not judgment. No, relationship. We must always see potential before we see flaws. That's the model. And it's not blindness to what needs to be changed. No. You see, relationship first, correction second, sparingly, and always in private. That's how we correct each other. Always in private. So, what do you do differently? And what will you start doing differently even today? Catch yourself the next time you're about to point out what's wrong. Pause. Ask instead. What did she do today that I actually appreciated? And did I say it out loud? What did you appreciate from what she did or said today? And don't be quiet about it now. You must say it out loud. For there is no loving without giving. There are some people, they think you're wonderful, but they will never say it. How will they know what you're thinking? You've got to say it. If they did well, tell them. Oh, I know you were good, but I didn't know you were so good. Talk to them. Say it out loud. You see, attention is like water on a plant. Whatever you water grows. And if you have been watering her flaws, you'll keep harvesting frustration. If you're always focusing on her flaws, it's going to be a problem. Start watering what's right and watch what grows instead. You didn't marry a project to fix. You married a person you liked enough to commit to for life. Go and remember why you married her. Think about the positives. Think about her good qualities. And start celebrating that. Watch this now. Her frustration isn't the problem, it's the smoke. Go find where the fire started and put it out with appreciation instead of correction. Go forth and appreciate your spouse today and make your marriage, make your home a little heaven on earth. Again, if you'd like to join my Marriage Academy, this is some of the topics we discuss as we aim to make bad marriages good and good marriages better. So come on over and join us. Click the link below and join, get a free membership to the Marriage Academy community. Ask your questions, get free resources, and build a rock-solid marriage. Click the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.